So this is what happening at the premises of Madam Edith Gonglo way. I came in Nimba County. You see, pre-victory is already ongoing as the official await the official results from the National Election Commission of Liberia. This is happening live in Kansas City, Nimba County. This is happening live from the premises of Madam Edith Gonglo White, a resident where her supporters have gathered together to finally await the official results. To finally await the official results from the National Election Commission. So this is Totme TV. Can they share the live? Madam Edith Gonglo White. Edith Gonglo White team on a pre-victory celebration as they await NEC official hearing. So the pre-victory of this process is being backed by results from the war room of Madam Edith Gonglo White. This pre-victory celebration is being backed by the results coming from the war room. As you can see, with information they are getting from the war room, they are cheering to a pre-victory celebration as they await to hear from the National Election Commission official remarks. Can they share this live? This is Totme TV.
Represented on one female with Vah President and President. Okay, so we will talk to a supporter who is currently at the premises of Madam Edith Gonglo where to give us his own observation. So you can see. Share the live. I can't share the. So welcome. This is Totme TV, and we are live from the camp of Madam Edith Gonglo White House in Nimba County. So this is a pre-victory celebration as they officially await the final hearing from the National Elections Commission of Liberia on the result of the by-elections. So this is what happening at the premises of Madam Edith Gonglo White. I came in Nimba County. You see, pre-victory is already ongoing as the official await the official results from the National Election Commission of Liberia. This is happening live in Kansas City, Nimba County. This is happening live from the premises of Madam Edith Gonglo White, a resident where her supporters have gathered together to finally await the official results. To finally await the official results from the National Election Commission. So this is Totme TV. Can they share the live? Madam Edith Gonglo White. Edith Gonglo White team on a pre-victory celebration as they await NEC official hearing. So the pre-victory of this process is being backed by results from the war room of Madam Edith Gonglo White. This pre-victory celebration is being backed by the results coming from the war room. As you can see, with information they are getting from the war room, they are cheering to a pre-victory celebration as they await to hear from the National Election Commission official remarks. Can they share this live? This is Totme TV. Okay, so we will talk to a supporter who in Nimba County. Carry on the pre-celebration. So we are staying here. Tell us, are you sure of winning the election despite NEC having come up with official pronouncement? What's your hope? Why are you hoping on? There are results still pending. All of the results from different states have come up, but one is giving a clear assurance. Thank you very much. So so can you share the live pre-victory celebration? Madam Edith Gonglo White camp from Nimba County. Madam Edith Gonglo White camp from Nimba. So Madam Edith is about to canvas out. Can you share the live? This is Totme TV. Share the live. Can you share the live? Can you share the live? This is Totme TV. So we are staying.
But earlier this morning, you witnessed the
apart from the black, go back, sit follow the cabo of the offer, and then you can have the continued control. That he has at the House of Representatives. What we think he has done to our country, most especially we got a human angle of our nation. Have been working that during the past issue with people saying people around the president are not a part of the president. But in the president is listed as head of state. What do you think that people will not be a part of the president are not part of in the past, more than they have used the human foundation. What was the key calculation? Thank you.
So, folks, we are still here, and we hope to keep bringing you updates. You listen to him giving his own side and his opinion as well. So we want you to keep following as we bring you all of today activities here from the ground of the Supreme Court. Keep following. This is Court TV, and don't you.
And so, folks, good afternoon. Let's Minority Block here heading to the Supreme Court. Members of the Rule of Law Caucus are here now heading to the Supreme Court. We can see the chairperson, Honorable Musa Hassan Bedede, leading this crew alongside Honorable Ta Wongwe, Honorable Jacob Debbie, Honorable Sumo Moba, Honorable Jerry Yoba, Honorable Muka Kekula Kamara, Honorable J. Marvin Cole, Honorable Dixon Sibo. And there are a few of them, and yet expecting some of the other members. The leg of here.
Good morning, Honorable Todd. Good morning. Welcome back from Nima County. Just definitely say a few things. Okay.
And most especially today's ruling. What do you have an expectation?
No. Oh, okay. On my own flag.
So interesting. And these are lawmakers who support them. And so, folks, today is the expected ruling from the Supreme Court on the Bill of Information filed by Battle Speaker J. Fonatikofa. Today is the day, and today is seems to be very interesting in the border politics of Liberia. Today will be the day that things will be set straight and record history will be made. And so, folks, this is it. My name is Achieve One. This is for the Liberia Television. We are currently at the Temple of Justice here at the Supreme Court in Monrovia. And there are a few members of the minority bloc who are here now heading to the court. And so, folks, keep following, share, and invite others to watch this. This is for the Liberia Television. And thank you so much for joining us and tell us where you are watching this live broadcast from. Share, invite others to witness, as your comments will be all important for this live coverage. And so, folks, this is it.
We're trying to figure them. This is a member of the quote-unquote minority bloc or the rule of law caucus. Like we speaking with them, we might not speak with them. We go into the chamber where we enter into the chambers. Good morning. What's the issue?
Musa Hassan Benedict lead his men.
So, folks, that's it. The scores of minority bloc members are here at the grounds of the Supreme Court, and they have made their way in already. And, folks, we are expecting most of them here, as we are expected to see the arrival of Honorable Yekewa Kolwa, Honorable Frank Safoko. I mean, some of those hurricanes, leading members of the minority bloc. We are yet to see some of them, but until then, we are here on the grounds of the Supreme Court to bring you full coverage of happenings as it relates to the Bill of Information filed by Battle Speaker J. Fonatikofa and the Supreme Court. Very ruling in this ongoing crisis at the Capitol building. So, folks, thank you so much for following. Thank you so much for joining us. And thank you. I will be back to take a very short break to be right back. Stay tuned and don't you go away, as we will bring you full coverage of happenings at the Supreme Court. So thank you so much. My name is Achieve One. Hope to rejoin the block members like here at the grounds of the Supreme Court, and they have made their way in already. And, folks, we are expecting most of them here, as we are expected to see the arrival of Honorable Yekewa Kolwa, Honorable Frank Safoko. I mean, some of those hurricanes, leading members of the minority bloc. We are yet to see some of them, but until then, we are here on the grounds of the Supreme Court to bring you full coverage of happenings as it relates to the Bill of Information filed.
Okay. To win election, and all those who have won election know this, you have to split the vote of your opponent in his or her stronghold. That is exactly what Koga is doing.
Okay. To the Supreme Court. The court is to come up with a ruling into the bit of information fed by impartial speaker for the cover and his team, including you from the Rule of Law Caucus. What are your anticipations on our ability?
As you can see, I'm dressed for the court.
Okay.
Going there, whatever they say, we have been very clear. Whatever the court say is the end of the journey for us.
Okay. So
it will be for everybody.
Meaning any ruling you're going to accept?
We accept it.
Thank you so much. Anything further?
Then we saw.
Okay.
To win election, and all those who have won election know this, how to split the vote of your opponent in his or her stronghold. And that's exactly what Koga is doing.
Okay. To the Supreme Court. The court is to come up with a ruling into the bit of information fed by impartial speaker for the cover and his team, including you from the Rule of Law Caucus. What are your anticipations on our ability?
As you can see, I'm dressed for the court.
Okay.
Going there, whatever they say, we have been very clear. Whatever the court say is the end of the journey for us.
Okay. So
it will be for everybody.
Meaning any ruling you're going to accept?
We accept it.
Thank you so much. Anything further?
No, nothing.
Thank you so much. He was of Musa Hassan Belete, representative of district number 7 from Nimba. He just ended up in Monrovia.
Then we saw.
Okay.
To win election, and all those who have won election know this, how to split the vote of your opponent in his or her stronghold. And that's exactly what Koga is doing.
Okay. To the Supreme Court. The court is to come up with a ruling into the bit of information fed by impartial speaker for the cover and his team, including you from the Rule of Law Caucus. What are your anticipations on our ability?
As you can see, I'm dressed for the court.
Okay.
Going there, whatever they say, we have been very clear. Whatever the court say is the end of the journey for us.
Okay. So
it will be for everybody.
Meaning any ruling you're going to accept?
We accept it.
Thank you so much. Anything further?
No, nothing.
Thank you so much. He was of Musa Hassan Belete, representative of district number 7.
Liberia, and today 04232025. This Wednesday, the May edition of the program, and this is the heat. And today, welcome to the People's Program. And as a matter of fact, this is the People's Program on 91.9 on Cool Channel 2 on Facebook Cool on www.knewsonline.com or Liberia into today. Join me on the program. Don't forget, the geometry of the whole must be kept high on the agenda because it involves the majority, and those that come with equity, they must come with clean hands. I am, as usual, your humble servant. I'm Nathaniel B. Vah. Today I'm here with Nicholas Barkley on the Wednesday May edition of the program. Be with us until 1:30. And following history from Nigeria can be traced in the earlier inhabitants whose date remains at least about 13,000 BC. Through the early civilizations such as the Nok culture, which began about 1500 BC. Numerous ancient African civilizations settled into the region that is known today as Nigeria, such as the Kingdom of Neri, the Benin Kingdom, the Oyo Empire. The Islam reached Nigeria through the Borno Empire between the 1068 AD and the Hausa Kingdom during the 11th century, while Christianity came to Nigeria in the 15th century through the Afghanistan and the Capuchin monks from the Portugal to the Kingdom of Wari. The Sangay Empire also occupied parts of the region through a contact of the Europeans. Early harbor towns such as the Calabar, the Bandagry, and Bonde emerged along the coast after 1480, which did business into the transatlantic slave trade among other things. Conflict in the hinterlands such as the civil war of the Oyo Empire meant that newly enslaved people were constantly being supplied. After 1804, Usman Don Fodio, unified an immense territory is the Jija against the superior but quarreling the Hausa state of the north, which was stabilized by his successor and the Caliphate of the Sokoto. In its initial endeavor to stop the slave trade in West Africa, the United Kingdom gradually expanded its spheres of influence about 1851 to be precise, 1851, starting from a tiny island of Lagos, about 3 kilometers twice, and the port city of Calabar. The British followed expensive trading companies such as the RNC and missionaries such as the Mary Sleazer. The British followed expensive hinterland process upon and preached and funded missionary schools, but also took action against local customs such as the religiously induced killing of twins or slaves of descent village elders, and against the tribal ordained as a means of establishing a legal truth. At the Benin-Congo Conference in 1855, the European power demarcated their spheres of interest into Africa without regard to the ethnic and the linguistic borders, and without giving these affected to say what they had to say. Therefore, the British made increasingly advancing into the Niger region, to be precise, which they had negotiated with Benin and ultimately defeated Sokoto pass up on. In 1903, Great Britain controlled almost the entire present-day territory of Nigeria, which was united under a single administration. In 1914, in 1919, and the border strip of the former German colony of Cameroon was added to the territory of Nigeria. But then under the British the colonial administration, purchasing cartel of companies such as the Unilever, the Nestle, the Cadbury, kept the price of cocoa, palm oil, peanuts artificially very low, thereby demanding Nigerian agriculture. But on the other hand, ports are extensively high, and the railway network was to be also built to also have access to the country. Nigeria began an independence in 1960. From 1967 to 1970, the Biafra War raged in the southeast, one of the worst humanitarian disasters of modern times. After 3 decades, mostly of increasingly restrictive military dictatorship, Nigeria became a democratic federal republic based on the United States model in 1999. The elections are criticized as non-transparent. Nonetheless, changes of power into the presidential villa as the Aso Rock took place peacefully in 2007, 2010, 2015, 2023. Nigeria, one of the few stable democracies in the region. Despite the shortcoming, the Boko Haram revolt in 2014, which received much attention in the West, fell apart due to into fighting and the united approach of Nigeria and its neighbors. The spread of the Ebola epidemic to the slums of Lagos into the same year was prevented by a professional crisis management. Recent years have seen the rise of Nigerian music and film industry and success in the software programming, with 5 out of 7 African tech incomes. With large new refineries in the country, attempts since January 2024 to proceed extradition of democratic crude oil, or the extraction of domestic crude oil on its own into professional mining of the future, meaning without heavy oil as the waste product. Good afternoon today. Thanks for joining me on this afternoon. Today is the 23rd of February. Remember, February is a month to remember. Today in history, in 1858, the German physicist, the Mark Planck, the plate rather, who originated the quadrant theory. He was born today in Kiev. The Russian Tsar Nicholas II promulgated the fundamental laws which marked the end of ultimate autocracy, but fell short of the reforms promised in the October Manifesto today, the 23rd of February in 1906 in history today. Today, the American film classic The Public Enemy was released in the theaters, and James Cagney's landmark performance as a gangster made him a star in 1931 on today, the 23rd. Today, the American band Romance, which was hugely influential in the rise of punk rock on both sides of the Atlantic Ocean, was released today in a debut album on the 23rd of April in 1976. The United States Secretary of Health and Human Services, Margaret Huckler, announced the release of a research who has found that was believed to be a virus that caused AIDS. And an infectious agent was later named HIV today in 1984 on the 23rd. Today, the 23rd, Coca-Cola company introduced New Coke, a formulated soft drink meant to replace a flagship beverage. Due to public outrage, however, the previous version of Coke was brought back as Coca-Cola Classic less than 3 months later, today, in 1985, in history today. James Earl Reed, convicted assassin of Martin Luther King Jr., died today on the 23rd of February in 1998. He died in prison at the age of 70 today in history. Today, don't forget the Russian Boris Yeltsin, who became in 1991 the first popularly elected leader in the country's history and guided Russia through a stormy decade of political and economic retrenching until his resignation on the eve of 2000. Today in 2007, died at the age of 76 on the 23rd of April. Have you heard about William Shakespeare? Did you know that he ever existed on this planet? William Shakespeare, the information provided, was born today, 23rd, in 1616 in history. And don't forget, more to come for your glory. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Thanks for joining me on today. Thanks to the folks there in Nima County. Thanks to the folks who have observed the elections. Thanks to the Election Commission. Thanks to the National Police. Thanks to the ECC. Thanks to the UN observers. Thanks to national observers into the county. Thanks to poll watchers. You did your job. Thanks to the voters. You did your job. But please, let us wait on the Election Commission for the results. Good afternoon. I am your humble servant on today. Just call me the ambassador. I'm JNB, the official, or Nathaniel. Good afternoon, good morning, and let's have a pleasant time today. And as of now, the entire process of the Supreme Court ruling on the Bill of Information is actually up. Like I said earlier on, folks were trooping in, walking in into the hall because they already been informed about this process. Thanks for joining me on today. We'll take a very short break. Let's talk about today. What do you expect? Probably before leaving this program, you will hear what's come out of that. And at about 12 o'clock, it's about 25 minutes after 12, I was told that the Election Commission will have the press conference in Nima County on 2 issues. But later today, in the evening hour, to be precise, you will hear preliminary results coming from the elections into Nimba. Let's take this break. Good afternoon.
To win election, and all those who have won election know this, how to split the vote of your opponent in his or her stronghold. That's exactly what Koga is doing.
Okay. to the Supreme Court. The court is to come up with a ruling into the Bureau of Information filed by impartial Speaker for the cover and his team, including you from the Rule of Law Caucus. What are your anticipations on ability?
As you can see, I'm dressed for the court.
Okay.
Going there, whatever they say, we have been very clear. Whatever the court say is the end of the journey for us.
Okay, so
it will be for everybody.
Meaning any ruling you're going to accept?
We'll accept it.
Thank you so much. Anything further?
No, nothing.
Thank you so much.
Thanks to all of you on the decision of the program. And let me say something to you. You know, what I'm observing now, and these are issues, we're not saying don't rejoice, don't celebrate, don't make yourself comfortable in whatever you're doing. Right now, what I'm watching from Nima County on the various camps, you know, two leading contender in the election, the rest of the people, let's say 3, no problem, yes, but remember 7 persons, but the rest are not talking about mostly, but 3 persons. Some will say, Nathaniel, you know, why move further? You're right about that, because I'm not the official authority to announce any results in the elections. Please don't get me wrong or don't get me twisted. Today my focus is on the Chief Justice of this country, because a Chief Justice said you will do anything other than the right thing. She will have herself to judge herself, or to remember herself, or to blame herself, or to rejoice in herself in her stay of the 2 years she had as a period to serve as Chief Justice of this country. You know, right now, there are folks in Nima County, the 2 camps, because the other camp, they are still wondering where they are. They are not sure, but they know that they're somewhere. And they are taking this as a deception on their part, because all taking as a process. They are political leader or Musa Belente, who traveled back in the country, already in the hall there, where you remember he's the chairman of the Rule of Law Caucus. He already, the party, the CMC, wrote a letter that acknowledging the fact that Sama Kuka is the lead, he's the most favored to win the position of that. And the Kuka team, the Kuka camp, they are also saying they are comfortably seated. They are comfortable about their activities or what they have done. The Eden Kuka team, as I speak to you now, there's a serious tribulation. Why the other person saying, would you let him go comfortable in our position? Only sir, we're winning. And you listen to one of the folks there from the Eden Independent Candidate camp. Let me say something. Sometimes when we say Liberia, in certain aspects is not changing, folks say, why I say that? But I've observed several elections in this country. I'm a witness. The early celebrations, they have not proven right. Someone will say, Nathaniel, everybody have the right to celebrate. Once they're in the lead, it's your right, no problem. But at an alarming stage that you made your folks to know that this is where you are. Imagine when you are calling figures other than what the Election Commission will bring to you. Remember this thing. It is the Election Commission that is flawed with that responsibility to give official results. More often, you are seeing early celebrations, and sometimes they matter to go to the Supreme Court and not trusting in the process again. Imagine you are celebrating on the same process, but then when they go against or the other way, you don't trust the process, you want to go somewhere else. You are confident, and the next thing you see, because things not going your way, you are now at the other end. But the hint to the wise is quite sufficient. Let me say thanks to all of you. You know, I got an issue here, and I believe that our folks will see this right. this entire process, I want to say this very strong. And I don't know whether it's going to be strong enough to the hearing ears, but I hope so. And I'm speaking to the Supreme Court because I know right now as I speak to you, all ears are up to this process. They both team, whether Richard Nambekun for Nati Kofa, who are both representatives, Grand Crew and Maserado. One is claiming illegally removed by his colleagues, who is called the majority bloc, and one is claiming that I am the legitimate person in this position, put in there by the majority bloc. We have a divided house. The Supreme Court today at the Temple of Justice is expected to deliver right now as I speak to you. And if there's any information coming from me while I'm on the show, I'm going to bring it out to the Liberian people. I'm not going to hold it out. If it's going to be later on after we leave the program, we will also have that announced on all of our platforms in this country. But all ears and all eyes. Supreme Court, please. Like right now, as I'm seeing what I'm seeing Chief Justice Senna, you are seated. You know, she already love her low, someone say bald hair cut or whatsoever, low cut. And I'm looking currently in the courtroom. I'm seeing the Chief Justice and 4 Associate Justices seated. I'm seeing most ability seated. They say most ability. I don't want to announce quickly, but I'm seeing somebody in white. What my aunt just informed me, I don't think it's most ability really. But I know he's in white, to be frank with you. I saw him earlier on entering. But what I'm precise about is the Chief Justice and the 4 Associate Justices, I mean the 4 bench is set up. I think I will give a few delivery on what's going on in the court here so that you get to understand what I'm talking about. I'm seeing 2 seats here vacant where the podium is. I'm seeing folks seated, and yeah. But let me just get a glance. I'm seeing somebody speaking on the podium. Let me just get a glance of what's going on right now. I will take a break here, and I want to have a glance of what is being heard in this area. But good afternoon. Thanks for joining me. I will bring a corruption case here. You know, MCC is a big trouble for them. Let's listen to this. Let's listen.
Official pronouncement, and the results are still pulling in. Nimba has 700 some more police precinct centers in this by-election. All of 700, only 400 is new now. So what conviction do you have?
Okay, one of the things I want you to understand is that before NEC can even announce the result, your people you will send over there to observe, they will take down record. So after that record, you already know that you finish winning. So when a woman calculates her vote, she already know how many people, because the people call.
How trusted is your war room? How trusted is your war room?
Our war room is very much trusted. Because we that went in the field, we already know how many votes we got on the field. Because we counted last night. After counting, we came out. When we came
with the result, you think you have won the elections?
We already winning.
We have preliminary result. You saw that you will make it.
100%.
Thank you very much.
My name is D.
So there are also supporters of Madam Edith Gonglo White here in Nimba County, coming up with their different views. All of the results are now up. All of 700, only 400 results are up.
Well, I'm seeing people jubilating what results are coming in. So why make it?
The truth have been told. the truth has come out. There was fake results sent out in favor of Koga, and we have been exposed. And it is the next thing about.
Do you trust the information from your war room?
I am 100% sure of the information because they want to see information that really about the Jews and put them to power 2023.
Thank you. We have these supporters.
Yeah, we are seeing group of people circulating. So I make on the result.
We are saying
what will be me?
I'm Rufus Davis. Okay. I'm the coordinator for Kuwato for the
I'm seeing a pre-victory celebration. Tell us what planted the action.
You know the elections have decided. Okay. And that's why they are happy because they know what it takes, and for the reason the result they are coming on. They should celebrate for what they did. So, per what they vote, per the precinct, they vote and they put in places. They know what they're getting, and we have resolved. The voters have resolved already. That's why they're happy.
Nimba has 700 plus precinct. All the 700, only 400 have shown. What conviction do you have?
Okay. Our control we control about 29 precinct.
There was a Musability. Musability is not even cleared, but it's Louis Slatch. Anyway, I just got the full glance of the person in white shirt here this afternoon. But let me just thank you. We are all ears in the Supreme Court, and whatsoever that pounds Algasi, Chief Justice she usually even her file one of the green folder. The one having the iron inside. Yeah, she fanning herself with it, having the tissue, and she fanning herself. She got her glasses. Black and clean glasses upon. She just took it all, weapon on her head. You know, she always loved low court, right? I said, history will remember CNN you as Chief Justice today. Because just in a few months from now, she'll be out of that position. Remember, she's just been there for a little less than 2 years, yeah? Imagine the Chief Justice is using the green folder, the one I got the iron running inside on both sides, to fan herself, yeah. You know, the ruling got to be in her hand. She's in the middle, very low cut. She always loved low cut. Someone say bald head. I don't want to say bald head, but very low cut upon. And I saw one of the male associate justice have just walked out because we're having 3 judges. One is a chief judge, and 2 are male and associate justices. 2 are female associate justices. So you find. I want to see walk out, man. Well, good afternoon, thanks for joining me on this afternoon program. Liberia, an election, please, let's wait on. And I'm just having to change the pendulum to see on the other side. But I hope I can just get audio from these people, and I was starting to bring it off of the Liberia people on the program. Thanks for joining me. But you know, I want to tell something here. There is this issue, you know. They say in Liberia there's a local parlance that said there is no smoke without fire. Imagine, hey my people, MCSS. This thing is something that folks were really thinking on to see whether it is what it is. But it is frustrating to see where Liberia are setting up to see the education sector where teachers are having opportunities, and it's not real. Imagine the MCSS administrator charged $920 per teacher for several teachers benefiting from the study program into India. And it is more frustrating to know that the government have already taken care of the program, but they decided to take money from the teachers. Hey God. Hold on. Let me listen to the Supreme Court small. Like I will get sure hard time with the audio because where I'm seated, I'm far from the present reality at the Supreme, in the Supreme Court, because to get the audio I want, I can get it for the people of this country, but I'm still watching upon. And don't forget, as I speak to you currently, the property, the Office of the Intellectual Property of this having a conference now, the National Intellectual Property Conference at the Moria City Hall, and it's very much important for you to know that this is what's going on there. And Liberian, you know, why were you? This is just serious. The superintendent, he called superintendent of the MCSS. Why will he and a co-accomplice do this to Liberian people? The Financial Intelligence Agency recommended to the LACC for the full-scale investigation. We welcome that, because you found teachers who have influenced their students to get on the street because of them. You can recall when he went at the place there, the folks said they didn't want to listen to him. Yeah, they said they don't want to listen to him. He turned around cold. Let me listen to what Chief Judge is saying.
Which is about 85 polling places. Okay, so about 85 polling places. I know what I'm getting, I know what I stand for. That's what I'm happy for my control area. That's what I'm happy.
Are you sure that you defeat the ruling party, who is Samakoka? Are you sure that you defeat in your constituency?
The far remains. The election is not between the ruling party or CDC.
MDR has been supported by the ruling party, including the current vice president.
The election is not even some of the structure on the by paper, by election between the madam and the vice president. So I'm telling you, I have checked the setting vice president in my district.
Finally, how do you trust the information from your war room?
Dear brother, the war room have theirs. I report to the war room, not report to me. War room report to the media. I report to the war room. I'm saying the information I get from my district. I'm pleased with it. I'm happy with it. The brother is a senator for me. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I supporters of Madam Edith Gonglo White here in Nimba County, Kansas City, at her residence, making their own analysis and point of view on their pre-victory celebration as NDC's the official pronouncement of the winner of the just ended by-election in Nimba County. So they are making their own analysis. They are making their own point of view with hope of winning this election. So this is Todme TV. We are here in Nimba County. Supporters a pre-victory celebration. Pre-victory celebration continues. I can't share the live. This is Todme TV. I continue to share the live. Can't share the live. Trust the information.
We are having a win.
We are preliminary result. You saw that you will make it.
100%.
Thank you very much.
My name is D.
So they are all supporters of Madam Edith Gonglo White here in Nimba County. Coming up with their different views.
Where we find so many interpretations. I really want you to get exactly what's coming. But I'm here. Thanks for joining me on this afternoon program, and we are committed to this process here, and let all Liberians trust the strength of the Supreme Court, because the Chief Justice, Her Honor Siane Yuo, is said to make history live upon. Yeah, and I'll be between twist and turn. But you know what? A recommendation from Okay, I know we won't get out of mail. Yeah. Okay, I've seen them, you know. I'm seeing. Okay, anyway, that's just to inform you about the folks here. But from what I'm gathering, it's a serious heat here. Another female associate justice, I'm taking on paper, she's defending herself. I don't know why people would read, but she's defending herself, so that heat in this area here. I hope that we can do this. But let me get to what's happening here currently, because I really want you to hear this thing.
All of the results are now up. All of 700, only 400 results are up.
Well, I'm seeing people jubilating what results are coming in. So why make it?
The truth have been told. The truth have come out. There was fake results sent out in favor of Koga, and we have been exposed. And it is the best thing about.
Do you trust the information from your war room?
I am 100% sure of the information because this is what the see information that everybody use and brought them to power 2023.
Thank you.
I'm Spencer Martin.
And you know, when the Chief Justice knock or gavel, it stands. Okay, thank you. We will still bring you between twist and turn what's happening there. I see the Chief Justice knocking her gavel, opened her lecture, she signed, writing, several other, and I see her turning the gavel over to the Associate Justice on her right. What is Associate Justice Senator Clinton? I need to get it clear. I see what's going on, and she signed again. There's several things going on here, but today this matter will have to come with the understanding of the law from the level of the Supreme Court. But let me say something. Let me talk to something different here while we await other issues. For the MCSS, the administrator charged $920 per teacher for several teaching benefits, or teachers benefiting from the study program into India, is appalling. And that the government has already taken care of the matter. You know, this is serious. It is very serious. Corruption has now become entrenched in our daily activities. Imagine where government, the troubling educational sector, they are so desperately in need of financial and non-financial resources to address infrastructures, staffing, supervision, capacity building, and other gaps in the educational sector. We see this happening at MCSS. And it's good that the FIA recommended a serious investigation. Listen, the superintendent of MCSS needs to step to the front and answer questions to these things, to the allegations. And then we're hearing. When I heard this, they said 3 months. And now days, weeks has gone by that there will be coming a time folks will resign from government. As soon as you resign, you'll be handcuffed. We'll take you for questioning. Because the owners, they're not taking the whole thing yet serious. And you know, I want to say something. The microphone is far from the Chief Justice. So when you're talking, listen to this.
We have the supporters.
I'm okay.
Yeah, we are seeing group of people circulating. So I make on the result.
We are saying
What will be a me?
I'm Rufus Davis. Okay. I'm the coordinator for Kuwato for the Serbia.
I'm seeing a pre-victory celebration. Tell us what planted the action.
You know, the electors have decided. Okay. That's why they are happy because they know what it takes, and for the reason the result they are coming on. They should celebrate for what they did. So, while they vote, the precinct, they vote and they put in places. They know what they're getting, and we are resolved. The voters are resolved already. That's why they're happy.
Nimba has 700 plus precinct. All the 700, only 400 have shown. What conviction do you have?
Okay. Our control we control about 29%. Okay. 29%, which is about 85 polling places. Okay, so about 85 polling places. I know what I'm getting, and I know what I stand for. That's what I'm happy for my control area. That's what I'm happy.
Are you sure that you defeat the ruling party who says Samakoka? Are you sure that you defeat in your constituency?
The far remains. The election is not between the ruling party or CDC.
MDR has been supported by the ruling party, including the current vice president.
The election is not even Samakoka or the structure on the party paper, but election between the madam and the vice president. So I'm telling you, I have tracked the setting vice president in my district.
Finally, how do you trust the information from your war room?
Dear brother, the war room have theirs. I will go to the war room. Not go to me. War room go to the media. I will go to the war room. I'm saying the information I get from my district. I'm pleased with it. I'm happy with it. The brother is a senator for me. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Supporters of Madam Edith Gonglo White here in Nimba County, Kansas City, at her residence, making their own analysis and point of view on their pre-victory celebration as NDC's the official pronouncement of the winner of the just ended by-election in Nimba County. So they are making their own analysis. They are making their own point of view with hope of winning this election. So this is Todme TV. We are here in Nimba County. Supporters a pre-victory celebration. Pre-victory celebration continues. I can't share the live. This is Todme TV. I continue to share the live. Can't share the live.
Block lawyer, the former Associate Justice, Cabinet Janet, he was walking in along with Fonati Kofa, the embattled speaker who was found a bit of information therein. And I never lay my eyes on Richard Kuhn, but he's there, he have to be there. And his lawyers were there, Fanny Shemmer, and other folks like the likes of Councilor Arthur Johnson, they are also in full attendance following this process here. We still wait on what comes out, but the internet connectivity is a serious problem with our business here. So right now I'm calling from the inside area. I cannot hear anything or see anything from inside. And we get another report that the CMC political leader on responsibility and the team beat on him at the Yancey Polling Center. So I hope that we're listening. But we'll say, Father, what's happening in the market at about 12 o'clock. We were told that there will be a press conference, but at about the evening hour, 4 o'clock or so, the provisional results of the elections will be up here. But I listened to what one Mr. Peter 182 is alleging that the CFC political leader of Musability beat on him. Let's listen to him.
You went and protest. You came from there, you went by 4 something. The evening, he came with a different car again with some group in it. He got down, he went to the precinct, with the city over there, asking the observer to come out. While the neck was in and the officer that was sitting, the officer said, "What happened?" Then he said, "I want to speak to all the observers." All the observers came in a queue there. He telling her, one by one, asking her, "You from India?" The other said, "You from which observer you are?" Then I asked the officer, "I said, is that prohibited? Is there a campaign or what?" Then Mr. Benedict, the second representative, he supported the candidate. When he got to the queue, he made the election fair. When the people are going to for here, one of the ladies behind Musa Benedict telling me and shouting, "Who am I speaking? You shut up, mouth. How will you talk to me? I'm a people citizen. Will you tell me I'm shut up, mouth? When something is going on?" Yeah, I went to the PO. I asked the PO, said, "No, that's what the PO that. And now the officer will tell me to leave from here." So he said, "I come here, I take it out here. I can't leave from here." They said, "They said that happening, it not happen. They love for that happening, it not happen." He said, "If you take me for example, I'm going to hate you." So they hate me. Wow. And then later, by the side of her one boy lady, gave me a slap there while I was paying attention to the officer. When I told the law, the other told that with him, tried to hit me, I blocked it. The other guy keep on my back, hit my head. I had to start hitting him all over. But we put that attention as a peaceful citizen, I did not react there.
So what was the intervention? What was the intervention?
You get it? That lady police officer is a female police officer of a buyer. She said, "Brother is right to come here." That lady that said, "That brother is right to come here." She pay attention. Say, "Brother is right to come because you can anytime."
Okay, that's what coming from Nima County there on the just in the election, but we'll go for fast check at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Fast check is a regular feature on our program here. We want to say good afternoon to you, good evening, good morning. Thanks for joining us on this edition of the program. Fast check is a regular feature. Let's go for fast check on today. Fast check.
Good day and welcome to the Fact Check segment. The segment debunks disinformation and it provides the verified facts of statements made online and on the radio. My name is Siawe Meapu and today we'll be fact-checking claims made in the last couple of days. An online site, Das Spora Allied, published an article on Tuesday, April 22, claiming that Edith Gongloway has taken an early lead in exit polls in the senatorial by-election in Nimba County. An election exit poll is a survey based on interviews with voters as they leave or exit their balloting locations. To verify this claim, we analyzed the article and found that it did not say the name of its partner institutions, nor did it state which specific locations in Nimba County the exit polls were conducted. The article also did not disclose how the exit polls were conducted and how many people were interviewed after casting their ballots. It is also important to note that the National Elections Commission, which is clothed with the authority to conduct elections and announce the winner, has served through its chairperson, Davy Etta Brown Lasana, in an OKFM interview that it will begin to announce preliminary results on Wednesday, April 23. Based on this fact, we conclude that the article published by the Diaspora Allied claiming that Edith Gongloway has taken an early lead in the Nimba senatorial by-election is misleading. Though voting in the election has ended, the authority to announce the election results from the poll lies with the National Elections Commission. The NEC will begin announcing preliminary results on Wednesday. On Monday, April 21, Closing Argument, a Facebook blog, shared a post featuring photographs it claimed were voter rolls published by the National Elections Commission ahead of the Nimba County senatorial by-election. The blog alleged that it had identified significant discrepancies in the integrity of voting centers across the region. However, after reviewing our photos shared in the post, we found them to be unrelated to the April 22, 2025 senatorial by-election. The photos are not recent and lack any visible date stamp linking them to the recent election cycle. None of the documents placed on the walls displayed the official NEC logo at the top, which is standard on NEC-issued materials. The post claimed that no photos were attached to voter names. This is misleading. NEC routinely includes voter photographs on the voter roll posted outside polling places before elections. One of the images refers to Zone Number 1 and Zone Number 2 as identifiers for voting locations. It is important to note that NEC does not use the term zone in its voter management system. Instead, it uses precinct and polling places to categorize and label voting centers. Based on a thorough review of the images and available information, we conclude that Closing Argument's claim of identifying significant discrepancies in the voter rolls for the Nimba County senatorial by-election is misleading. The images do not reflect official NEC documents for this election, and no credible evidence of discrepancies has been presented. This is all we have time for on the Fact Check segment. This segment is part of an MOU between Local Voices Liberia, OKFM, Prime FM, and Cool FM to counter disinformation to help the public make informed decisions. This MOU is funded by Liberia Media Empowerment Project, implemented by Internews with funding from the European Union. The funder or partner had no say in the editorial decision leading to the production of this Fact Check segment. If you want us to fact check claim for you, please send us a text to WhatsApp on 0777556296 and we will check it for you. Also follow us on Facebook at Local Voices Liberia, on X at LVLFactCheck, and go to our website at www.localvoicesliberia.com. I am Siawe Meapu. Thanks for listening. Goodbye.
Today is the day, and today is seems to be very interesting in the border politics of Liberia. Today will be the day that things will be set straight and record history will be made. And so, folks, this is it. My name is Achi One. This is for the Liberia Television. We are currently at the Temple of Justice here at the Supreme Court in Monrovia. And there are a few members of the minority bloc who are here now heading to the court this hour. And so, folks, keep following, share, invite others to watch this. This is for the Liberia Television. And thank you so much for joining us and tell us where you are watching this live broadcast from. Share, invite others to witness, as your comments will be all important for this live coverage. And so, folks, this is it.
We're trying to figure them. This is a member of the quote-unquote minority bloc or the rule of law caucus. Like, we speaking with them. We might not speak with them. We're going into the chamber and we enter to the chambers.
What's the issue? Musa has somebody to leave his man. We're going to post
So, folks, that's it. Scores of minority bloc members are here at the grounds of the Supreme Court, and they have made their way in already. And, folks, we are expecting most of them here, as we are expected to see the arrival of Honorable Yekewa Kolwa, Honorable Frank Safoko. I mean, some of those hurricanes, leading members of the minority bloc. We are yet to see some of them, but until then, we are here on the grounds of the Supreme Court to bring you full coverage of happenings as it relates to the Bureau of Information filed by Battle Speaker J. Funatikova and the Supreme Court are very ruling in this ongoing crisis at the Capitol building. So, folks,
trying to figure them. This is a member of the quote-unquote minority bloc or the rule of law caucus. Like, we speaking with them. We might not speak with them. We're going into the chamber and we enter to the chambers.
What's the issue? Musa has somebody to leave his man. We're going to post
So, folks, that's it. Scores of minority bloc members are here at the grounds of the Supreme Court, and they have made their way in already. And, folks, we are expecting most of them here, as we are expected to see the arrival of Honorable Yekewa Kolwa, Honorable Frank Safoko. I mean, some of those hurricanes, leading members of the minority bloc. We are yet to see some of them, but until then, we are here on the grounds of the Supreme Court to bring you full coverage of happenings as it relates to the Bureau of Information filed by Battle Speaker J. Funatikova and the Supreme Court are very ruling in this ongoing crisis at the Capitol building. So, folks, thank you so much for following. Thank you so much for joining us. And thank you. I will be back to take a very short break to be right back. Stay tuned and don't you go away, as we will bring you full coverage of happenings at the Supreme Court. So thank you so much. My name is Achi One. Hope to rejoin you.
from the courtroom, the Supreme Court ruled in battle speaker for the cover bit of information, and there are several points being raised that the Supreme Court will be clear that they will not have this multiplicity of interpretation. So this time around they want to be very clear and emphatic, and that it should not be seen that the House of Representatives is dysfunctional, but what they will say should be understood by the people of the land. We still hope on, like I said to you, it's so troubling for me where my eyes is, and the Chief Justice being guided by two of the associate justices. And like I said, there are four associate justices. She sits in the middle, one male on her left and one female on her right, and yeah, heavily guarded. Four associate justices, and the Chief Justice, beginning 5 on the full bench. They are all seated while she read upon the official ruling of the Supreme Court opinion in the Bill of Information. And as soon as we get in a very serious, troubling process here today, the internet, remember we were informed by the LT and the partners into this process that internet blockade process will be what us. There's a very serious and rigorous work being carried out to restore permanent or substantive internet process for the people of Liberia. Remember this information that the construction of a monument at the PHP area might have had some implication on the networking. But instead of breaking down the monument, they have to have a detour in order to get to the root cause, whether it is a replacement, whether it is some repair process. But it's up, and we're still here watching upon 0775 919 919 080 919 919. And it was so much surprise for us. Why did people do all of this now? And not because our reporters from the Senate, one of our reporters was blocked. He made an attempt to enter the courtroom, but he was stopped because we're now a judicial reporter, and all those who are in our judicial reporter. But we're still finding our way through because we are our judicial reporter, but Emmanuel Gabinji too was a strong. I was making an attempt to have Emmanuel up on for his own look at what's going on there, but he was stopped anyway. But we're on, and we still, our eyes and ears are still into the building, in the courtroom, and this is one of the most secure area, one of the best areas you want to be, because justice is the sweetest part of the honeycomb when they've been served onto you. So we're still hoping up as soon as we get linked to that, we will be there. But what do you expect, Liberians, especially from the preliminary stage? You hearing the Supreme Court saying we don't want to have a misinterpretation of our ruling, we want to protect this process, we don't want to make the function that the House is in a dysfunctional stage. We don't want that, and there were several issues upon. Remember, Article 33 of the Constitution was being re-emphasized during the argument with the Bill of Information, and remember the Supreme Court Chief Justice made emphasis on some part of that appearance of tendency to section having a quorum, but then the Article 33 talk about compelling aspect of that process upon. But we follow up on, and the deliberation of the speech being read by the Supreme Court opinion. That's a full bench. What you have heard? What's your point? What are your thoughts? What went into your mind? What went into your mind? In the Nimakando, we're hearing some of our team are celebrating, on the wear team are celebrating, folks are saying alleging on issue. We just heard the issues, allegation of on the mutability, alleging his political party or some issues of brutal process or violation of the rights of our citizens in the Nima County to do an election process. But these are all issues that come out after elections, and they are constituted bodies set up so that they can also look into those matters. But I go to the line 0775 919 919. What are your expectations? What are your thoughts? Hearing and seeing what's going on currently at the close of the day. What are? Let me talk to my callers here. We'll get into time, and I would love to talk to my folks on the line here. And as soon as I will resume connection, internet, my people, it's not easy. I'll talk to my callers here, but we'll resume connection. We'll still go back. Let me talk to this person here, my first caller in the line. What are the thoughts? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Okay. Sorry for that. Sorry for it. Yeah. Good afternoon.
Yeah, hello?
Good afternoon.
Yeah, I'm Jimmy William from Canada.
You're welcome. You're live on the program. What are your thoughts? Yeah, go ahead.
My thought in my thought is in the Supreme Court ruling today, I believe that it might go on a people way. Yeah, but my fear here is when they go on a people way, why would you put a British within except to give the secretary out after taking power? These are the things that run into my mind.
Okay.
And to the secretary in Nima County, I want to believe that the citizens got their right to vote for whosoever, whether somebody there or not, but they got their own right to vote for some of us, we were supposed to don't know where, but we have, voting rights. So it's so that when it's so be whosoever they elect, because the senator of Nima County.
Okay, the winner is the winner in Nima County. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Austin. Good afternoon. Austin, I'm not taking from you. Good afternoon. I will not take it from you. I won't take it. Good afternoon. You're welcome, Luther Lumenisaki.
Thank you for the recognition. And look, today ruling is declared. I believe that the Supreme Court will maintain the vote and have a new election. Thank you.
Okay, the Supreme Court will mandate them to have a new election. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
You're welcome. Go ahead.
Thank you for the honest discussion. We want the Supreme Court to come with the final ruling today. We now want the Supreme Court to come with ruling. They are go back to the lawyer who said no. We're waiting for them to come up with the final result today.
Okay. Okay.
And for the purpose of expediency and relevancy, we put for raising the said house as follows. Fourth, 1.2. In the ruling, the report tell that whether a simple majority, executive or a lower number, in both cases, have presiding officer defined in Article 49 of the Constitution as the Speaker, and in his or her absence, the deputy speaker must resign. And in the final
Okay, let me talk to Tommy Sanga. Tommy, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, Tommy.
Okay, this is Tommy Dixon, and I call you from Red Light 8 afternoon.
Yeah, go ahead.
Now, the issue at the Supreme Court today, I think, get when your daughter married to a man, you can go as a father, you know to say, you want to remember that both. The Supreme Court will stay there, you're going to solve your problem. Now I see coming up on that particular court from the one standing
It's a real good. So tell me, my man, don't be laugh this afternoon. He said If a man marry your daughter, you the woman cannot go to examine the father-in-law. Oh my God, Tommy. Thank you. Let me talk to this person and see follow what's going on at Supreme Court. We're still having a serious and a dying price of internet. Good afternoon. Yeah.
My name is Formula, and I'm following this afternoon.
Formula, go ahead quickly.
Well, on the two drugs.
Formula, you coming in distorted or you are breaking in, I'm not getting you fully coming back. Yeah, good afternoon. This is Nathaniel. Good afternoon.
My name is and I'm calling from we pray that God will come to or as we the Nigerians, we will cheer Lord, Lord, make up all of that place. We pray that it comes to our end today. We stand up against minorities, and all the things. So we get in there, it comes to our end. Thank you.
You're welcome. So today they come to our end. Good afternoon.
My name is Samuel Dore, and I'm good for information through Bible Mission. You have to pray that the justice should tell us that the one is lost. At least there are political unless one will not make any able to show that one. They will stop the majority and minority and where we are to. The rules are like, I'm not about the other people. We let them 40 and 1 and said that, well, we let them 14 and increasing in the country. So I'm now, by the time I was showing I was not about, look at the hour of rich people who's sitting for that position. Money that was there for the police, nobody knows, we can't get a car of those money. Only if you are just,
yeah. Okay, you think I think our country. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Dina.
Yeah, this is Abdullah Golafari.
Thank you for the where we came after the principle of the report of our group with not consulted themselves. What do I mean? The Supreme Court told the entire world, including the world now, that so and other countries chairman. Honorable Chairman, you know that we have a designated speaker. Why do you think you have to go in the corner and designate your own speaker? The Supreme Court will not contradict themselves.
Is the Supreme Court saying about designated speaker? Are speaker designated or elected?
No, they said designated. When they talk about Chairman, they said Councillor Chairman. Do you know that you have a elected speaker then you went?
My man, there was no problem. That the same thing you did, you hearing Nathaniel Vah on the show, then you calling me Tina. So you always contradicting yourself. I don't know, because is it an issue of arrogance that you don't want to accept certain fight? Is it an issue that you don't want to recognize certain thing? Don't lie on the Supreme Court, please. There is no designated speaker in Liberia. There is an elected speaker in Liberia. There is no designated speaker in Liberia. Good afternoon. Thank you. Good afternoon. Let me talk to somebody. Yeah, go ahead. I just think the Supreme Court said the Supreme Court talking in one loud in the Supreme Court for what? They get designated speaker in the country or they get elected speaker. Go ahead, my brother. You see me coming to you now. Then you really coming and I don't know, you so arrogant to the extent that you don't want to accept anything. I can see what problem with you on a serious note. Good afternoon.
Yeah, go
ahead, my brother. Go ahead. Now you are talking to you. Go ahead.
Yeah, there's the father talking about that. You're only for security in Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, bro, you know, the Supreme Court was clear. Every man that was there honestly the Supreme Court will rule. And I don't think that the Supreme Court will come with another ruling again. Because the Supreme Court was clear. They tell that the people don't want to do it right. The Supreme Court told them that, Richard Kuhn, you are not a speaker. But then you speaker, you don't get quorum. So to do business, you have to obtain quorum, and you can't obtain the quorum. And the Supreme Court said there is no law to compel the majority to come, you know, to go to the speaker.
Yeah. And I'm happy to hear that you are Sabo Raska and Kwame Zimbabwe, and you're making a very salient point. I'm happy to hear this. But when they tell you to leave the drugs business, to leave this. When they tell you to leave the drugs business, you're not doing it. Oh, do your own thing. But now you're telling the people say the Supreme Court clear, but they're doing that. I like your statement. This is one of the best statements I've heard in a very long while. And you very much sincere, my brother. You say Samuel Raska, right? Samuel Raska, I would really encourage you every day to please call this program.
Okay, I'll continue to call because I like your husband's but you know the code was clear.
Okay.
We don't need rocket scientists to know that.
I like that. You make a very salient point. Thank you. Thank you. Let me take my final call. I'll tell my brother we'll talk tomorrow. And when you call me for 3 days or 1 week, 7 days or 5 days in a week, we'll establish a good relationship. I like that. Good afternoon. You my final caller for today.
Good afternoon, Nathaniel B.
You my final caller for today.
Thank you for the topic on discussion. We'll pray that our Supreme Court remains Supreme Court. Nobody will take the Supreme Court.
Well, one of the men the Supreme Court said that they get designated speaker. I said no. The speaker are elected. There is no speaker have been designated. They are elected by their colleagues.
Yeah. The Supreme Court really should be the final, whether it's a majority to minority, it should be the final. Supreme Court should be the final.
Okay, Supreme Court will be the final. I'll get my previous caller here. I said Dwana. He's calling. I said Dwana, good afternoon.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Yeah, morning time. This is afternoon. After 1 o'clock, I'm going to tell you.
I'm calling you from Kubacho community. I said Dwana.
So, I said Kubacho in the morning there.
Thank you so much for the show. I mean, long time I've not heard you on the radio.
Isaac. Because you can't call me, you can't talk to me. When you eat private, everything you call me.
Hearing is that the definition of the word is not different from the word itself. So the Supreme Court has given the ruling ever since. And if someone wants to get the clarity of the word,
but you had a Supreme Court. Supreme Court said we don't want somebody to hold. We don't want multiple interpretation of the ruling today. Okay. I have to leave you. Time of essence in the workings of God. Time is very much important on today. But we will give you the privilege to play you what's going on from the Supreme Court after our time here. I'm Nathaniel T. Nicholas Barkley there with me, but don't forget the geometry of the whole must be kept high on the agenda because it involves the majority and those that come with equity, the more come claims. Until then, the ambassador T. Nicholas Barkley on today. Good afternoon and have a blessed day.
So now you are here.